back and we had a question of why do we not recommend the IQ for the larger dogs. And, you know, the Nick is going to be the same level. I don't think it's got the range on it that the 200 or the 300 has, but the reason that we don't like it for the larger dog, I would only recommend this for small dogs where you need something small because the dog itself is too small. So the weight of this it's markedly smaller than, you know, this would be the 200, but it'd be the same as the, you know, equivalent of the 300. So the difference is, you guys, the pager is, I think you can kind of see right there, but the pager is much weaker, so it's harder to get, you know. So remember, what we're doing is teaching the muscle memory, and we want a really overt cue. What we're seeing is it's harder to get, and this is kind of the equivalent of the Dogtra had made a collar, and this has been a few years back, but they only made it for about 3 months, called the 150, but it had the weaker pager too. You're going to have to compromise something when you're, you know, compromising the size. Alright, the other question is, someone had seen something on somewhere about what is the stem. I've got to tell you, we have no idea. But that's just a term that people use, and I've got to tell you, we asked Jim and Phyllis if they ever heard of it. They had never heard of it. I asked my friend Nancy, who's, you know, heavily involved in field trials and stuff, if she ever heard of it, and she never heard of it either. But the reason I don't like that vernacular is because it doesn't differentiate. Anybody that we've ever known, and I'm going to ask my friend Howard, because he trains field trial dogs, if he's ever heard of it. So if he's never heard of it, then you've got to differentiate. If I'm saying the nick, you guys understand that I mean it. People will call this either the nick or the momentary, and then the continuous. So there's two different. This is going to go as long as you hold it down. The nick is pre-timed. So just to say the stem doesn't differentiate between the two. I mean, if collars only had a pager and a nick, then maybe it would be. But just to say the stem doesn't differentiate. Plus, we never heard of that before, so I don't know. Not like we've been out of the loop. Anyway, the other question we've got asked is, will the dog have to wear the collar? We've decided the answer for that is, if you have to ask, then yes, your dog probably has to wear it forever. I want you guys to think of it as that's your insurance policy. So, you know, it takes years and years and years to train a dog. You know, we're condensing that into a very short period of time. But you're going to need insurance. Dogs are dogs. They're going to do, people ask me, what's it going to do? It's a dog. It could do anything. So the collar's going to be your insurance. You know, you're going to have some collar on the dog anyway, but, you know, you're going to have a way to communicate with the dog when the leash isn't on there, and you're going to have some insurance that you can override, you know, some kind of drive or something that the dog may go into, like we were just down there by the river when they were, you know, going after the birds and stuff. I would never just say, oh, he knows not to do that. They're triggered by things in the environment. That's the nature of dogs. It's a reactive animal. So this, you know, that's why the pager is so effective, because it is able to elicit that reactive response from them. Anyway, you guys, that was the questions for this week. See you guys next week. Bye.